Mr. Sphinx Lifter, yes.
And you are looking for a nanny?
I suppose.
Very well then. Now, let's see. Play games of all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our investment.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Oh, not at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But take it with Mrs. Banks. She handles all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I made it a rule to never give references.
Oh, but I thought it was usual.
A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never require them now.
Oh, I see. Well, you will have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
Well, the best people give every second Wednesday from 6 till late, ma'am. And that is what I shall take.
Oh, I see. Well, it's all settled then?
As long as I am satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course. You'll find them very... Now, this is... Oh,
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Best foot forward, split spot. That is what I can depend on. Who's she when she's at home?
that's Valentine. She's mine.
Well, from the look on her face, I'm not quite sure she'd agree with you.
She's just a doll, and I don't want to play with her right now.
Treat her like that, and she may not want to play with you. Now, Michael, first things first, I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
We better keep an eye on her. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how did you know we wanted a nanny when we wrote our list?
Your list? I'm not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much.
How did you come then? As if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now stand right over there. A noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You make that up. A noisy, mischievous, troublesome
Now
boy.
you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown, I'll elevate around. I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spick and span.
What by your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, so people say. Each virtue is the best. Each trait has the right and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never let you show. I'm so perfect in every way. And pepper and pepper to stir. We're educated yet willing to learn. I'm clean and modest, my memory fine. And I wish you self-sense so kind. I
That is. Just you watch it, that's all. Just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I'd know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins!
It's nice to see you,
Well,
Bert.
I must say, you do look swell.
Well, how did you know her? She told me to arrive.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. How do you like these two, Bert?
No, I've seen him running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So, what are you up to?
Mary Poppins has this game. It's called A Walk with the Park.
Some game. I gotta eat spinach.
Come on, Bert. We do for a break. And you promise you take me out again once we've met. Or have you forgotten?
Of course I am, Mary. But
Oh dear, is that all you've got? Never mind then, my treat. And no one's shouting for the trees in the sky now, are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
And why shouldn't he?
Well, to start with, he's very dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
what's that?
You can't come to the park with us. You're filthy. We don't want to stinky park anyway.
Oh, yes you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go places you never dreamed of. And if she says it's a game, she's got something in mind. You can be certain of that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
It's a park, but not our park. See, the trees are different color and the sky is different hue.
I think you'll find it just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. Then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light
Really?
when the day is grey and ordinary. Mary makes the sun shine
You
bright.
did talk nonsense,
Oh,
Philip.
happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling like the
I
dawn.
haven't the faintest
With
idea.
Mary on your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
We've got enough grass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday, Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Michael. All he cares about is flying kites. And his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age. My nanny, Miss Andrews, soon beat it out of me.
I suppose we do need a nanny, George. Is it out of the question to do without one?
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how's that tea party coming along?
Man, why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up. Love me?
But I'm not ill. I will take it and you will make me.
In that, and in so many things, your information is faulty.
Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now you. I'm not sure I like strawberry ice. I'm not sure I care. Open. Like we're done. Now, first things first, Michael, I know how much you like to keep things neat. Jane.
Oh, she's tricky.
Can you box an ivy we want to mix up? I mean, he is a servant. With that attitude, they get your lot of staff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find fun stuff, the job's okay. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. That's free. It's very hard to see. That's a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine won't flow away. The honeybees affection connected from the flower to the comb. Because they take a little whip for every flower that they see. And hence they find that task is not in mind for a spoonful of sugar. Medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. It works it won't fall away.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker. How did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. I can see life away.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. In the medicine life away. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Me, putting other ideas into other people's heads? What an impertinent thing to say. Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. Thanks. A word.
I heard Herb Von Hustler's coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good. Good. Be sure it's the right one.
Airbags, but what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate. Latin America is an expanding market. What's the matter? Have you no courage?
But Mr. Von Hustler, what I'm failing to grasp is, what is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money, but making money out of money, is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of devil things, make his name in many distant lands.
Where's the no make sure too busy for your own children. And what are you here for, young man? Are you coming looking for some money as well?
Hardly. What would you need money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its value.
I know the value. A sixpence.
No, that's just word. Its value is how you spend it. Don't let it make you have to.
And what do you say to Mr. Northborough? Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
Mary Poppins, what is the meaning of this? I am not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you?
Of course not. And I would have never dared to tell my father when I was a young boy.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrews, kept me on my father's way. And he would have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I don't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Did they mind?
Mind? They were glad to be rid of me.
Then who kissed you goodnight? Miss Andrew?
Certainly not.
Very kind. And for your information, she is one of the big sparrows. But she's just a bundle of rats. What will you learn from the past that you see? Each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little and that woman calls. In her own special way, to the people she calls. Oh, why my bags What are you doing?
I'm gonna give her my sixpence.
What a waste. That's a matter of opinion. Here. One bag, please. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles down as she sounds.
But can Willoughby really talk?
Of course you can. Getting her to stop is the problem.
How do I know to talk though?
How do you think? Master the grammar
Practice when you can.
and avoid the mongrels.
Far too much slang.
Now, come along. I can't stand here all day talking shop.
Talking shop? What a silly expression.
Nothing silly about it in the least. What do you buy in a talking shop? Conversations, of course. Well, I've never seen a talking shop. Well, there is only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey is older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impelling, and to Alexander when he went so great.
We'll call for her shop at the park. Shop at the park? There's no shop at the park. Remember, anything can happen if you let it.
That's it. I run out of conversations.
Good day to you, Mrs. Corey.
Well, if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks. How do you know us? And how's poor Georgie? Banks, your father, used to give his nanny the slip and come here into my shop in secret.
Georgie Banks, I mean, 40 years ago. Don't come back that far.
Listen, dearie, I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread stars. I wonder if we've got him left. Annie, Fanny, look lively.
Yes, Mother.
There you are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Giorgio was saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want to buy an out of conversations.
I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words too. See, I've had a lot of chat about this coming here today. But let me see what I've got left. I do have some letters and a little bit of back chat. An aunt, you say? There'll be 15 letters. Go on, take your pick.
Jane, you can choose 7.
I've got a D, G, R, U, C, L, and I.
Those aren't words, they're just letters.
Michael, 7 more.
I've got an A, F, S, E, T, O, and P.
And I think I am going to choose an X. Now, what words can we make with those?
I see dog and cat.
Ratiplex, that's 9.
Lepidophorus, that's 11, nearly there.
But those don't count. You made them up.
And where do you think words come from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
You know, we can choose the same letters more than once. Now, let's see. Super caliph, fragilistic, expialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's not a word.
Unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove a rather useful one. Come along, children. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to move through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say
went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money, and now everything's a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even some of
That is more than loud enough! Go to your room now! I don't care what you're just upstairs now! Where's my briefcase? Michael? Jane! Will you give it to me? Must I put up with this behavior? You're their mother. Why can't you do something about this?
But I can try not charming for a start.
Oh, Mary Poppins! You're supposed to teach these children manners! Look at them! They're a bunch of little savages! If I had my way,
You're tired. Take the children upstairs, Mary Poppins. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you can keep them occupied?
I hope you haven't forgotten them. But tonight's my evening out.
What? Oh dear, I had forgotten. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change their plans?
No, ma'am, they wouldn't. I thought not.
But it's not fair! Daddy was supposed to tell me when we get shut up in the nursery! He's mean and rotten, I hate him!
Jane, take that back this instant. I will not have you beside your father.
Why not? This is you. Last thing you said you wanted to use no ornament.
How dare you?
I heard him say it, and so did you.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Take the children upstairs, please, Mary Poppins.
They might say the same thing about you.
Why does that get so cross?
Poppins is supposed to look after the children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe, but have you ever wondered who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mother, I suppose.
Not the children.
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Families are upside down. For a while, anyway.
I didn't want to be in an upside down family. I wish I could run away!
Then why don't we someone adopt you?
But you missed me.
No, I couldn't. You have your toys.
Thank you.
Tempers are fade, tempers are lost. No one stops to think of the cost.
Something pulled my arm. Again.
Children notice everything else in the end. They're not playing the game, not playing fair, not with the dog or with the bear. Love is love and neglected neighbors
Please tell them, Mary Poppins. Why don't you tell them?
What's going on? What happened to the
Something that's nice, that's hard to tell.
blooming biscuit.
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in this letter. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
It's French, I know that.